being around other people became very difficult for me at a certain phase in my mindfulness journey. I was speaking with my monk teacher 2 or 3 times a week at the peak, and I felt often that he was the only person who, at least to some degree, understood me. If you have been practicing mindfulness for some time, or if you're someone who is naturally sensitive, if you're someone who has suffered a lot throughout your life, you too might find it difficult to be around people. And the simplest way to talk about why is to simply say that whether by means of a spiritual practice, or by going through a lot, or by being someone who is very open or very sensitive, we tend to see things differently to most people. When I was deep down the rabbit hole of the Dharma for the first time, everything started to look different. I was re-examining everything that I ever thought that I knew. I appeared to friends and family of mine withdrawn. They experienced me as if I was somehow distant. Well, they were probably right, because everything that I encountered, I was re-examining, as if for the first time, as if I'd never encountered it before. Including how I interacted with people socially. For example, why is it that I feel tight in my chest when I see this person? What's behind that? I'm more interested in what's going on there than I am in the conversation. Why is it that I feel I need to make this person laugh? Why do I want this person to like me? Why do I keep thinking about the past when I'm around this person? Why can't I forget that one particular embarrassing moment that I suspect this person remembers? I'm examining all of these things as I'm going into these social situations, and this is just a reflection of what's going on in the rest of my life as well. From the moment I woke up during that period to the time that I went to sleep, I was investigating, re-examining the world, the mind, what I took to be myself, looking at all of it to try to see it as it is, to see it in the way that we try to see things during meditation. So another way of talking about all of this is to say, I was in the process of making my life a meditation. This has been a theme over the past few days of videos here on this channel. We really do want to make our lives a meditation. Now, when I went to visit my monk teacher in Thailand, I had heard some concerns from my family the night before, or a couple of nights before I set off, and I was taking those concerns with me, and one of their concerns was that they were going to lose their son. I was talking about ordaining as a monk myself, because I was discovering so much good, so much benefit from my practice. Another of my family's concerns was precisely that I was withdrawn at the time, that I seemed distant. And so I shared this with my monk teacher, who by then was out of the monastery and was living in a small hut on Koh Phangan in Thailand. And I was talking to him about these concerns that my family had, chief among them being that if I returned to the country, if I didn't just say, well, I'm staying in Thailand and I'm going to be a monk, that if I returned, that I might continue to be withdrawn. And this teacher of mine looked up at me from where he was sat on the floor. He was playing with his 4-year-old daughter, and he said to me, "Do I look withdrawn to you?" He was the opposite of withdrawn. He was fully engaged. And I'm pleased to report that following that period of being withdrawn, things came full circle for me too. And I am now more engaged than I ever was, not just with my family, but with everything that I do. And this illustrates a shape that many practitioners go through. They begin immersed in the world, beaten around by it. And so then, of course, when we find mindfulness, we want to get away from that. In getting away from that and having the opportunity to re-examine everything, then we come full circle to re-engage with the world, but on our own terms. No longer engaging because we have to or feel that we must, but because we choose to. Because our own cup overfloweth, to use some biblical language. We are so full of joy, generosity, compassion, that the natural expression of all of that is to re-engage and share it. So, don't be concerned, friend, if you find that through the course of your practice, you become withdrawn or distant. Indeed, in many wisdom traditions, solitude is recommended, but usually only for a while. It's not so common as we might think that dedicated practitioners live in total solitude, total isolation. It does happen, but it's not so common as we might think. Most of the time, monastics are engaged with each other and engaged with the community. There is a time for re-examining everything about ourselves and the world. And then there is a time for re-engaging once realization has occurred, which is when we come back and share the wisdom that we've been fortunate enough to bring into our own lives. Friend, if you enjoyed this video, do all the stuff that tells YouTube you want to see more of them. And if you want to know exactly where you are in your own mindfulness journey, take my 1-minute quiz. There's a link in the description. I upload these videos every single day, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.